Hello everybody, welcome back to FM24, the European Journeyman Save, and we have quite a lot to get through in this episode. We've done the January transfer window, we've got a massive game against Galatasaray coming up, and has one signing ever made such a big difference to a club? Let's go and have a look. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the Save, and we are starting on the schedule page, which is a little bit strange. I don't normally do this, but we were last together for the 2-1 win against Besiktas. After that, which was a double from Matteo Pilleri as well that got us the win, we beat Trabzonspor 3-1. We then lost to Adana Demirspor 1-0. Galatasaray beat us in the cup after extra time, 117th minute winner for them. We took our revenge out on Ankarguku, which is a name I can never remember or pronounce. 5-3 win in that one, which was lovely. A 1-1 draw against Antalyaspor, which is a bit disappointing. And then on that evening of the 15th of January, we brought in a new player. And since bringing in this new player, we have won 5-0, 2-0, 3-0, 1-0, 7-0 and 2 4-0s in a row. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And he is an absolute beast of a left winger. So we're going to go and check him out first. And here he is. Jonathan Rouso is just incredible. For 10 million, it's another Belgian, but this time we've actually paid a lot of money for him. £10 million from RSC Anderlecht. He joins us. And obviously on the thumbnail there is the little sort of snippet of what he's got, but he's a physical beast. He's not actually the quickest with acceleration 12, but pace 14, stamina 15, jumping reach 16, agility 16, fitness 13, strength 12, 6'4", and is right footed, so can really fit our system how we want to play. Technically really good as well. Crossing 16, dribbling 15, first touch 13, passing 14, technique 14. Unbelievable stuff. Got a bit of flair, work rate, composure, aggression, anticipation. 24 years old, and he has joined from Anderlecht, and his record is ridiculous. In 6 games in the league, he has 10 goal contributions, 6 goals, 4 assists, 3 player of the matches, and an 8.48. It is insane how good this kid is, Jonathan Rouso. He comes in on left wing, because we had some outs as well, which we're going to look at in a minute, but we've taken a slightly different approach for this one. Because we're at our foreign player limit in our squad, we've sold some other Turkish players and called up some youngsters that we'll look at as well. So first off though, let's go and see who we've sold. So the first person to leave was Joey Vim, and it was an agreed transfer to happen on the 1st of January. £700,000. He's moved to RC Lens in France, and he was our club captain. He's gone, but yeah, he wasn't playing for us. Mentally, he's really, really good, but physicals have dropped off now that he's 35. Technicals were still decent, but he wasn't getting in our first team, so happy to move him on. And it also looks like he's already annoyed about the lack of quality squad depth. There you go. So he's annoyed at Len already, can't see it. He'll probably retire after this season, to be honest. He's 35. Next up was the other pre-arranged transfer, which is Dede Gunslan, moved to Hibs for 1.3, potentially rising to 1.4 million pounds. Again, nowhere near our first team at centre-back or holding midfield. A really good physical player, only 24, so probably will improve a little bit, but mentally alright, but really let down technically. He's like a Wilson Palacios, is how I'd argue it. Very physical, win the ball back, give it to someone better than you. That's generally what we would get him to do if he was playing for us, but we've sold him and it's giving opportunities to other players. Next up, another one to RC Lens is Samed Uner, 31-year-old German-Turkish winger. He was on the left wing and he was playing a fair few times for us, but I thought we could get better, and I think we really have with Rouso. But again, physically pretty good, mentally pretty good, technically can do what he needed to do, but all round was a little bit weak. Reached his potential, 31 years old, get him off the wage bill, job done, he has moved to France. Youssef Aslan wanted a loan move, so he's got a loan move. He has gone to Pendikspor, where he should be getting a good amount of first team football for them. 2 appearances already in the Super League, a 6.8. We're hoping that he can improve while he's there, because he's definitely got something about him. His pace is very good. He can cross, he can dribble, first touch, passing and technique is all really good. Loves some flair, very determined as well. So I do think there's a decent player in there. Whether he does it at Trabzonspor or not, I'm not sure, but there is a good player in there, but just not getting the first team football he needed at us, so he's gone out on loan. Similar can be said of Ere Doksanoglu as well, the striker slash right winger. 24 years old, but again, good pace, good acceleration, dribbling, finishing, not too bad. Determination, composure, off the ball, technique. But with the strikers we've got, not really going to get a look in. I think he will probably be sold at the end of this season. But yeah, again, not too bad as a young Turkish player coming through our team, but just a little bit off the pace of what we need. And then finally, for 500k on deadline day, we sold 24-year-old centre-back Ursel Akasalan. He has moved on. Another one that is very physically, very, very good. Mentally is getting there. Technically, just let down a little bit. Heading, marking and tackling are all pretty good. But with the players we have available at centre-back, he wasn't going to get much football. He was not going to get much football at left-back, according that we bought in the guy from Millwall in the summer. And yeah, it's all not looking good for him. So he has moved to Adana Demirspor for £500,000. And given that his maximum value now is £1 million, I don't think we've had too bad of a deal with that one. But that sums up all of our transfers, because you can see here from January, Veerman, Gunnarsson, Una, Doksanoglu, Aslan and Arkasalan are out. And the only one coming in was Jonathan Rouso from Anderlecht for £10 million. And I'm I was very excited when he's proven that he can do it at this level as well. So very, very good indeed. The only other things to catch you up on is the fact that in the Europa League we've been drawn against Rennes from France in the quarter-finals or the round of 16, and we're pretty confident about that. I think we're in a good position. There's not massive teams left in. I mean, Spurs, Newcastle, maybe Fiorentina, Marseille, Sevilla. I think we've got a chance to go pretty deep in the Europa League, which is quite exciting. At top of the table by 8 points, we've absolutely smashed it in the league. And Galatasaray have actually dropped down to third now. Fenerbahce have overtaken them into second. But it looks like we're going to have a league title for Trabzonspor, which is very, very exciting. Matteo Pilleri is our top goal scorer in the league with 21 goals. He has been playing very, very well indeed. 1.2 million looks like a bargain from NK Domzale, now worth up to £16.5 million. He doesn't have a release fee either, which I'm very excited about. And we've also given new contracts to Sven Koopman and Guy Michaud to up their release fees so that clubs just couldn't poach them off us after one season, which is really, really good. Now, I also mentioned that we had called up youngsters to fill the squad because of the players that we had sold. So let's go and have a look at those players that are coming up. There's two main ones that we've called up. The first is Maza Yumel, who is a centre-back youngster, lots of potential, already worth £13.5 million. He came through the youth system at 18 years old, physically an absolute monster at 18. Aggression, bravery, concentration, decisions, positioning, work rate, teamwork, all looking great. Technically, can head, mark and tackle, got good technique as well. Very happy with how he's looking. And then the other call-up was Unal Sirac, who is a striker attacking midfielder, to give us a few more options there, who's not going to be expecting much game time, but again, worth £18.5 million at 18 years old. Very good physically, a bit short, can't jump, not much strength, but mentally looks very good as well, and dribbling, finishing, first touch, heading, passing technique, all really good. I think we've got a good couple of youngsters coming through that we can look to utilise in this system and in this squad. So I'm very excited with how this Trabzonspor team is lining up, which is very, very, very good in my opinion. And again, all of our signings that we've brought in are stepping up to the plate. Rob McGowan having an amazing season. De Thomas coming in when he needs to as a sort of backup. Now made 26 starting appearances for us. So he's really sort of cemented down a position when Guy Michaud has to play left back. De Thomas comes in at centre back, which is really good. Vitasek having a great season. 7.25 average rating for him. Lucien Almassan 6.99 but 9 goals this year already. Pilleri 24 goals in all competitions. A 7.34 average rating. And Sven Koopman 20 goals in all competitions, 7.29 average rating, but he has just broken his ribs and he is going to be out for just this says he's been out for 5 days already. He's got another 10 weeks. We've sent him to the specialist. So again, shame to be missing him for the big game against Galatasaray and against Rennes in the round of 16 of the Europa League. But generally, I do think we can cope with that loss now, which is not too bad. So let's get into the game against Galatasaray and see how we do. We're going to start Almassan up front, who scored in the last game. We'll put Kadir 7 back on the bench, even though he's not fully fit. But this is how we're going to line up. I'm not going to change too much. McGowan in goal, Sinar, Michaud, De Thomas and Mustafa at the back. Berkay and Vitasek in the middle. Peleri off the right. Baker, Rouso and Almassan up front. And we've even got a very strong bench on here now. Nouri is getting a bit more game time, but he is coming along nicely at 24 years old as well. Yamal, the youngster, we're looking to give him some game time if we get good big leads and things like that. Gokman, Bukagol can go on the left-hand side. He's only 18 as well, but he's actually been in and around the first team for quite a while this season. Then we've got obviously Enarsson, Ikarlin is still here, and Bezad Kopoglu is another 21-year-old sort of youngster, someone I think we'll look to move on in the summer if needs be, because I like bringing through youngsters if we say stay at Trabzonspor. But we are getting into the game against Galatasaray. Very excited for this one. It should be a good game, to be honest. We should have a good little game on our hands here where we can take some points. If you carry your last performance in, we'll do well. We'll do well on this one. But obviously a big game, Trabzonspor v Galatasaray. First v third. Zito Luvumbo is the second highest goal scorer in the league behind Matteo Peleri. The other thing I didn't touch on is that we have the 3 highest average rating players in the league. So we are having a very, very good season of it now as Peleri picks up the ball, just drifting in. Mustafa on the left. Oh, he's given a penalty on Kudus. He's going to review the footage. It's looked a little bit quick, didn't it? So let's knock it down by 1. It looked like a good tackle, but he's gone to the monitor. Kudus is arguing with a group of players in the middle, and the ref comes back, and the ref says no penalty. It looked like a good tackle, so I'm glad he's come to the right decision, even though it's against us. But 2 minutes in, and we had a penalty decision looked at by VAR. Could mean good things. De Thomas at centre-back into Vitasek. De Thomas has the ball into Guy Michaud. Guy Michaud back to De Thomas. Obviously, De Thomas playing because of the injury to Kadir 7, but I do think De Thomas is going to have that starting position next year. Here is Guy Rouso, who's so tall and so good in there. What an effort from range from Berkay. Good save in there. We have arranged a transfer for next season as well from AC Milan. I'll show you that after the episode. De Thomas flicks it on at the near post. Garcia heads it away. But it is a foreign national player that's going to be joining us. A midfielder called Granelli is going to be joining us. So we will have to move on one of our foreign players, or at least not register them, into next season, because we have that 11-player limit. We're already there, and I've arranged to bring in one more foreign player. So maybe someone like Almassan might get moved on. Maybe we'll have a bid for De Thomas, maybe a bid for Enarsson, the centre-back. Not too sure. Maybe Damian Paradiso gets that move that he wants to go and be a starting goalkeeper for somebody else. Who knows? And it goes to Felix Baker. Curls one off the bar. Peleri with the header. It's off the line. Oh, and Galatasaray are hanging on. What an effort from Felix Baker in the middle of the park. Curling effort off the bar. So unlucky. We are on top here. Galatasaray have no answers for our questions at the moment other than the woodwork as Vitasek, who is someone I definitely don't want to sell. He's been classic. Rouso onto that right foot. There's Baker. He's hit the post again. Oh, he's hit the woodwork twice. Can you believe it, as Luvumbo tries to launch a counter-attack for Galatasaray. But Felix Baker will be bemoaning his luck in this game. Unbelievable bad luck, hitting the woodwork twice. So close. 2 fantastic strikes as well. As Aliadin comes forward on the left, loops a really high, long cross towards Kudus with a header. McGowan sees it onto the top of the net. But 36 minutes gone, and we are on top. And Felix Baker has been the unluckiest man in Turkey so far. Yeah, he's just hit the woodwork twice. I can't believe it. So we're just going to mix up this. We're just going to put Almassan out to the right, put Peleri up front just for a little bit. It does give us the option when both of those are on the pitch to just move them around a little bit. As Sinar into Baker. Back to Sinar. There is Berkay. His pass is blocked as Luvumbo looks to come forward. Sinar with a great tackle just to hold him up. Luvumbo back to Aliadin. Aliadin comes forward. We win it back. Here's Vitasek. Baker. Sign from Liverpool on a free into Peleri. Peleri over the bar. A good little move, but the finish wasn't there. But look at this. 13 shots to 2. 3 on target to 1. So I think our on-target shots need to improve. So we are just going to work the ball into the box just for a little bit, see if we can create some slightly better XG chances, and we'll go from there. Cools, this guy Cools here, by the way, was subject to a massive bid from Bayern Munich, which they accepted, Galatasaray accepted, but he didn't agree a contract with Bayern Munich, which was very strange, but they bought him for £12 million. But yeah, he looks pretty decent, but I think we've got better players than him. And it was a huge bid from Bayern Munich. It was something like 84 million or something. And yeah, they Galatasaray managed to hold on to him. Here is Felix Baker into Almassan. Almassan goes back. Here is Sinar. Sinar ball in. Baker, was he fouled? Almassan shoots. It's a really good effort again, just over the bar. Coming up to the 60th minute mark, still 0-0, which always makes me a little bit nervous. Mustafa with a good header. Nakati will bring this one down for Galatasaray, all the way back to Emre in goal. Firat into Mirac. Firat gets it again. Galatasaray trying to have a little bit of possession. We've not seen this from them too much in this game. Ledin comes forward. Oh, he got a good touch. Cools into Shabe. Shabe puts it into Metihan. Metihan into Yunus. Oh, McGowan sees it past the post. Let's have a quick look to see if we've got any changes. So we're not getting our striker into the game. So I think we're going to keep Pilleri out on the left, on the right, sorry. We're going to take Almassan off and we're going to bring on Sirac, the youngster. Give him a run out in this game. I do want to give some youngsters some game time. Mustafa's not having a great game either. We could put Guy Michaud at left back. Yeah, we're going to bring on Kasper Inarsson there and we're going to put Michaud at left back. Who weirdly gets a good number of assists when he does go to left back, so that's good. And Berkay Ari we could bring off, but Ilkan is more attacking than... Yeah, go on then. Berkay is a little bit more defensive. Ilkan is more attacking and playmakery. So we do ask this holding midfield role to push forward a bit more, so it should fit in there for Emre. But we made some changes. 65 minutes gone. Fresh legs coming on. We've got a few more players that can make a difference as well. Pilleri could come off for Boyka goal if we need to on this right-hand side. Interested to see how Unal does, the youngster, up front. This will be his second or third appearance, I think, off the bench. So we're doing all right. But it's a game we've absolutely dominated, just not taking our chances. I'm just wondering if we just knock our tempo down a little bit, try not to rush it in that final third as much. And then we're going to make our final change, which will be Pilleri off. And we'll bring on Nuri. Oh, do I want to bring on... We have got two left, actually. I'm going to do two. We're going to bring on Boyka on the right, and then we are going to bring Nuri on in the middle. So the whole front four has been changed, or front five has been changed, other than Rouso, who is going to get the 90 minutes here today. But 83 minutes gone. It's a game that we have definitely dominated. We hit the woodwork twice through Felix Baker as well. Just haven't been able to... just convert it into a goal. I mean, a point isn't dreadful. It's going to keep us top of the league by 9 points with Fenerbahce having a game in hand. But it does look like it's going to be a 0-0 draw, and it is a 0-0 draw. A game we've dominated, but we just couldn't see it over the line. We should have won. Trust the process, and we'll be all right in future games as well. Now, normally, I'd accelerate from here. I mean, come on. 7 matches he's played, but that's a bit harsh. He's 18 and getting experience. Let him be. Let him be. We have been awarded some money for a draw. And Kessie and Fizz, a Fenerbahce surge. I don't think we've slipped up, mate. I think you're over-exaggerating a little bit there. So, yeah, normally I'd accelerate through to the end of the season. I think we've wrapped up the league title generally. But we are going to see how the Europa League goes. We may come back for a big Europa League game in the future. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on those transfers, the youngsters we've called up and the left winger that I think is an absolute beast who we've brought in. Let me know down below. I'll see you in the next episode very, very soon. Cheers.